Hey there guys, what's up? Ragtter here, welcoming you back to another unboxing. I have been given many booster packs by my lovely Twitch chat viewer Shibbles, and I am excited to open these for you to show my courtesy and hopefully get some good cards. So we're going to go in order from X and Y to Flashfire to Furious Fists, Phantom Forces, and Primal Clash. I think we have the full X and Y set here. So let's see what we can't pull. I'm hoping for some goodies. You know what I want. Come on, X and Y pack. Give it to me. Give me what I want! As always, we'll just be looking at the art on these top cards. They aren't really very significant, and then we'll read the bottom cards here. Our rare for this pack is a Xerneas. Not bad. Not bad at all. Our reverse holo is an Ekans. So not too outstanding here, but it is a cool reverse holo. The poison ones are always really nice. Got 70 HP, 20 damage. We have a double colorless energy, so this will provide you with 2 normal type energies. It is colorless! I wasn't crazy. I knew I saw that somewhere. You then have a Frogadier, who has 80 HP and Lick. Flip a coin. If heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed and it does 30 damage. And we have Cassius. Shuffle one of your Pokemon and all cards attached to it into your deck. So that's just a way to clear your board a little bit. Make room for something else that is a bit more powerful or that you want to be using more. Like maybe a tech card, like getting your Mr. Mime on the field so your Night March Joltix are protected. And then we're going to look at Voltorb's ability, because it has an ability, which is kind of significant. Destiny Burst. If this Pokemon is your active Pokemon and is knocked out by damage from an opponent's attack, flip a coin. If heads, put 5 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon. If this was guaranteed damage, this card would be fantastic. But as it stands, it's just a Voltorb. And then you got a Fennekin, and that's really cute. Look at that card art. Oh, I just want to give it a hug. You got a Skitty. Skitty needs a hug too. Look at it. You got a Timber doing some work. And you have a Scatterbug with his little tooth. Alright, let's open another. Rip. Okay. Come on. You know what I want? You know what I want? Give it to... Ooh, I've never seen that Jigglypuff before. Alright, our rare for this is... a Wigglytuff. Wigglytuff has 100 HP and Gather Energy. Search your deck for a basic energy and attach it to one of your Pokemon. Shuffle your deck afterward. And Hocus Pocus. Hocus Pinkus, sorry. The defending Pokemon can't attack during your opponent's next turn, and that does 60 damage. I think this is pretty cool for the Gather Energy alone. And then we also got the Jigglypuff, who has 60 HP, and Rollout and Heartfelt Song. Discard a Fairy-type energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. So these are the two that you would expect to work together. And I love the card art on both of these. They're so cute. I love Jigglypuff and Wigglytuff. Our reverse holo is a Slugma. Very shiny fire type, with a less than stellar attack. 3 energy, 2 of which are colorless. 50 damage, and you have to discard an energy? No thanks, but not bad. Or, well, not great. Another Frogadier. Volbeat. Luring Glow. Switch one of your opponent's benched Pokemon with one of their active Pokemon. And Signal Beam. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused. The 2 for 30 is not too bad, actually. 70 HP. And Quilladin. 90 HP. And Scrunch. Flip a coin. If heads, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks during your opponent's next turn. Interesting. And Woodhammer. 70 damage, and this Pokemon does 10 damage to itself. Very counterintuitive, but aside from that 3 retreat cost, that's not bad. Then you have a Froakie, a Venipede, a Honedge, and a Bunnelby. Some really nice art on these. The X and Y set has some of my favorite art. Alright, next up is X and Y Flashfire. Rip. I'm looking for something in here too. I would sure like to get it. Come on, RN Jesus. Show me the goods. Another Spritzy. Can never have enough of those. Our rare is a Butterfree. It's kind of like catching Butterfree in the Pokemon contests. In the bug catching contest in Gold and Silver, Heart Gold and Soul Silver. You want a Scyther or a Pinsir and you get a Butterfree instead. But Butterfree has Quiver Dance. Search your deck for a basic energy card and attach it to this Pokemon. Shuffle your deck afterward. If you attach an energy in this way, heal 40 damage from this Pokemon. So that's not bad, actually. And 130 HP is surprisingly bulky. I mean, it's not the greatest for a Stage 2 Pokemon, but for what Butterfree is, that could be a lot worse. And then 3 Energy Gust. Our Reverse Holo is a Floette. It's a very pretty Floette. The Fairy-type Reverse Holos are really nice too. Petal Blizzard. This attack does 10 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon. Don't apply weakness and resistance for benched Pokemon, and Razor Leaf for 30. We have a Pal Pad. Shuffle 2 supporter cards from your discard pile into your deck. We have a Fiery Torch. Discard a Fire-type energy from your hand. If you can't discard a Fire-type energy, you can't play this card. And then draw 2 cards. Always with the discarding of energy with the Fire types. Very unique mechanic. 60 HP Love Disc. Heart Wink. Ugh. I don't want my heart to wink. Flip a coin. If heads, your opponent can't draw a card at the beginning of his or her next turn. That is potentially very powerful. That's actually crazy good. That could shut someone down. I think Love Disc could find a home in like a deck that reflips coins, like lots of Trick Rooms and Victinis and stuff. And Spike Jaw, draw a card. And then you got a Spritzy, a Helioptile, an Esper, a Feebas, looking derpy as always. He's like, duh. And Fletchling. Alright, so we're done with that. On to the Furious Fists. Alright. Again, I'm looking for a specific card from this pack, so if you could please give it to me. Okay, here we go. And what is it? Not what I wanted. But our rare is Breloom, 100 HP, and Giga Drain. Heal from this Pokemon the same amount of damage you did to the opponent's active Pokemon, which would normally be 20, but there are a lot of upgrades for Fighting-type Pokemon, so this could potentially be a lot more powerful. And then Sky Uppercut. This attack's damage isn't affected by resistance. So, you'd have to see with Breloom. You'd have to play with that yourself and see how that works out. You have a Jaw Fossil. Look at the bottom 7 cards of your deck. You may reveal a Tyrunt you find there and put it onto your bench. Shuffle the other cards back into your deck. This is a Reverse Holo? I think I just saw the flicker. Yeah, there it is. There's some holo on that. You have a Vibrava. 80 HP and Charge Energy. Search your deck for up to 2 basic energy cards, reveal them, and then put them into your hand. Shuffle your deck afterward. This would be really powerful if you could immediately attach them to your Pokemon instead of just having to put them into your hand, but beggars can't be choosers. You have Dedenne, who finds itself very often in competitive decks because of its energy short attack, where this attack does 20 damage times the amount of energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. So basically, you can bring Dedenne out, attach 1 energy to it, and depending on how beefed up your opponent's active Pokemon is, Dedenne might be able to get a KO, and it can definitely finish off a Pokemon if you have set up for it. So if something already has a lot of damage on it, Dedenne will usually be able to come in and clean up. Its first attack is Entrainment. Search your deck for up to 2 basic Pokemon and put them onto your bench. Shuffle your deck afterward. And Hitmonlee. Hitmonlee is my favorite of the Hitmon families, and he has Stretch Kick. This attack does 30 damage to one of your opponent's benched Pokemon. Don't apply weakness and resistance for benched Pokemon. And Spiral Kick, which does 30 damage, but doesn't hit a benched Pokemon, so I can see why you would use that instead, though it does cost an extra energy. Then you have Scraggy, Lickitung, Licking, Scruppy, Clefairy. God, let me try that again. Clefairy. Oh, it's the best we're gonna get. And Eevee. And this Eevee is quite popular because of the energy evolution, and that's a lot of text. I'll sum it up in that when you attach an energy to Eevee, you can then go get that corresponding evolution from your deck and attach it to Eevee right away. So I attach a grass energy to Eevee, I can then go get Leafeon, and I can play Leafeon right away. Alright, next up we have 3 Phantom Forces. I can't remember if I'm looking for anything specific in these, but Phantom Forces is chock full of good cards. So I'll be pretty much excited with anything that we get, like the Enhanced Hammer! And we got 2 rares. Alright, what's this one? A Goodra. What's this one? A Gourgeist. Ah, cool. Okay, so let's look at Goodra. Goodra appears to be our reverse holo. Yeah, Goodra is our reverse holo, and it's also rare. I think. How do I tell? Besides its placement in there. I'll worry about that later. 140 HP and Slip Trip. Each player can't attach any Pokemon tool cards from his or her hand to any of his or her Pokemon. So that could be pretty devastating if you're going against Pokemon Mega Evolutions. This can stop them from attaching their Spirit Links to those Pokemon and then having to waste a turn to Mega Evolve. So, Goodra is definitely a Pokemon worth considering if you're looking for that kind of thing. And then it has Dragon Pulse, which does 130 damage, more than the Dragon Pulse in-game does. Costs a Water and a Fairy-type energy, 2 colorless, and you discard the top card of your deck. I would probably just use this for the Slip Trip, that's really good. Our rare is Gourgeist, with 100 HP, but it can be Gourgantic. If this Pokemon has any Grass-type energy attached to it, its maximum HP is 200 instead, which is enormous. And then Horror Note. This attack does 10 damage times the number of cards in your hand. And since there's no maximum hand size in Pokemon, that can be pretty big if you draw enough. But that is vulnerable to N. I think that's why this card doesn't see a lot of plays, because of N. Anyway, you have the Versus Seeker, which is really good. Put a supporter card from your discard pile into your hand, just useful to get those draw engines like Professor Juniper or N back. You then have Energy, the Mystery Energy. This card can only be attached to Psychic Pokemon. If this card provides Psychic Energy, but only while it is attached to Psychic Pokemon. The retreat cost of the Pokemon this card is attached to is 2 colorless less, and if this card is attached to anything other than a Psychic Pokemon, discard this card. You then have Enhanced Hammer. Discard a special energy attached to one of your opponent's Pokemon. It's usually worth teching these just to be safe. You never know when you're going to need it. I'm very happy that I got that. I've been looking for one of those. Maybe I can get another one. Alright. Second Phantom Forces. Here we go. Oh, I didn't show you the art from the top row. Whatever. Ooh, a Gengar Spirit Link. But not a Gengar. Oh well. You have Talonflame. 130 HP and Acrobatics. Flip 2 coins. This attack does 30 more damage for each heads. And then Jet Shoot. During your opponent's next turn, any damage done to this Pokemon by attacks is increased by 40. So, that's kind of the equivalent of Brave Bird. Not the best, but that's not the worst either. The Gengar Spirit Link is one of those cards I was just talking to you about. Your turn does not end. Oh, this is a reverse holo Spirit Link, I think. Golly, that's cool. Your turn does not end if the Pokemon this card is attached to becomes Mega Gengar EX. So you slap this onto your Gengar EX, you play Mega Gengar EX, and then you can still use it that turn. We have another Versus Seeker, a Wobbuffet. Bide Barricade. As long as this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, each Pokemon in play, in each player's hand, and in each player's discard pile, has no abilities except for Psychic Pokemon. And Psychic Assault. This attack does 10 more damage for each damage counter on your opponent's active Pokemon. I think you would tech this just to be safe. Like, you would have this in your deck in case you struggle against certain abilities. Like Blastoise, if you really don't do well against Water Ramp, you could stop Blastoise with this, and that's pretty good on its own. And then you have AZ. Put one of your Pokemon into your hand, discard all cards attached to that Pokemon. So, that's, again, if you just need to clear off your bench a little bit and get some space back for something more powerful. And then we have Bunnelby, Gulpin, Goomy, Pumpkaboo, and Whismur. Let's open another. Come on, something shiny, something big, something with an EX attached to it. I've never seen that Chansey before. Another Gengar Spirit Link, golly. And a Leavanny. Not a Pokemon EX, but oh well. You can't win them all. So Leavanny here has 130 HP and Coordinate. Choose up to 2 of your benched Pokemon that have no Pokemon tool cards attached to them. For each of those Pokemon, search your deck for a Pokemon tool card and attach it to that Pokemon. Shuffle your deck afterward. You then have Leaf Storm, heal 20 damage from each of your Grass-type Pokemon. Not a bad Pokemon all in all. Our reverse holo is Yanma, with 70 HP, and Air Slash, discard an energy attached to this Pokemon. You then have Lampent, who is essential for Night March decks. It's not even worth talking about Curse Drop, you use this for the Night March. Basically, you just always want to discard this guy, because this attack does 20 damage times the number of Pokemon in your discard pile that have the Night March attack, and you will always be discarding Lampent. You never attack with Lampent, but Lampent always gets discarded. We have another Gengar Spirit Link, and Tierno. We redraw 3 cards. Then you have Helioptile, Litleo, Helioptile, 2 different artworks for Helioptile, Chansey, and Mune. Very cutesy top row here. Alright, and last but not least is just a simple 5-card Primal Clash booster pack. And I need some Gardevoir cards, so give me Gardevoir. Ooh, a Dive Ball, that's good too. Gorbis. That's not what I wanted at all. But it has Alpha Growth. When you attach an energy from your hand to this Pokemon, except with an attack, ability, or trainer card, you may attach 2 energy cards. So all in all, that's not too bad actually. And Psybolt. 30 damage, flip a coin if your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. So, not the worst, but not the best either. And Dive Ball, which is the real treasure we get out of this. Search your deck for a Water-type Pokemon, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Shuffle your deck afterward. That's completely free. No fuss, no muss, no discarding, no nothing. We got Tynamo, Slugma, and Hippopotas. So, those were the boosters that we managed to crack. Again, thank you to Shibbles on my stream for giving me those. It means a lot, and I always enjoy opening boosters for you guys. It's a lot of fun. Until next time, take care, have a good one, and bye-bye.